Hey, my name is Shadowsense, and you're watching Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. We just got into a boat, and we're going to meet Boss Callahan, but they made me put a sack over my head. I am scared, to put it lightly. It takes 15 or so minutes to reach your destination, you think. The engine dies down, and you're led on shore, and then further, up an incline through some overgrowth. 10 more minutes of walking, maybe, until a deep voice reaches your ears. Vincent, my dear boy, why the hood over our guest's face? Well, boss, I thought... No, that will not do. How many times do I have to repeat myself, Vincent? You don't have to think. You have to listen and do what you're told. Yes? Yes, boss. Well, take that ridiculous sack off their head, will you? The hood comes off. The owner of the deep voice is a curious sight. Dressed in what can only be described as Victorian clothing, with a monocle and graying red hair. Is this Callahan? Apologies for Vincent's unacceptable behavior. He can be a little thick sometimes. Isn't that right, Vincent? Yeah, boss. Sometimes. A little. I believe you already know who I am. You're Boss Callahan. Right you are. And I'm guessing you know my role in this city. I represent the Anarch movement, while you... I'm not quite sure what you represent. I have invited you here to find out. Now let me make myself perfectly clear. I'm disappointed in you. Truly disappointed. But I arranged this meeting to allow you to make amends. First, though, I have to make sure you understand what your infraction was. So, do you know why you're here? Is it because I wanted to meet with Torque? Ah, yes. You're not stupid, so that's a nice change of pace. Torque is the reason you're here. Or that little angry strumpet of his, I'm told, yes? Mia. Oh, how I'd love to get my hands on her gaunt neck and wring it until it breaks. But see, I'm a statesman, and that's not the prudent thing to do. No, indeed, the prudent thing to do is to tolerate both her and that blasted ebony-skinned mentor of hers. That I feel like that carried a slight hint of racism. Look at what the world has become these nights. Here I am lambasting a black man and a woman in front of a whelp of Asian descent. My papa, rest his soul, would not believe it. Bro, what the fuck is your problem? Finished with your disgusting rant? Oh, fledgling, you have no idea who you're messing with. He looks at you with rage in his eyes, and you feel insignificant and vulnerable. An irrational fear takes over you. You cannot speak up against this man again. You just can't. He's too terrifying. Now that I have your full attention, I will request something for you, and you will obey me to the letter. But that comes later. First, you will answer a few questions. The first of which, who pointed you to Mia? Nobody. It was my idea. Oh, really? And what was your intention behind the meeting? I needed her help with something. Oh, come now. You'll have to be more specific than that. I need to know exactly what it was you discussed. Yeah, I wanted to be an Anarch, man. I just wanted to learn about the Anarchs, so I asked her about the movement. Oh, child, you should have come to me then. I'm the Anarch movement in New York City, and nobody makes a secret out of it. You bet on the wrong horse, and as I'm sure you'll soon learn. See, that wasn't hard now, was it? Of course, I can't be sure of how much what you told me was true, or how much of it is worth about as much as yesternight's horse shit. But I'll find out. I always do. When I do, we'll have another one of these nice talks, and maybe, just maybe, you'll avoid this upcoming unpleasant episode next time. He gives Vince the sign, and the burly man starts hitting you all over. You feel teeth, ribs, and fingers break. Your foot is mangled under Vince's boot, your shoulder dislocated, your nose wrecked. That's enough, Vincent. Leave them be. He snaps his fingers in front of your face a few times and checks if you can focus on his face. You can, but barely. I am a man of principle. On other nights, I would perhaps put you in a casket, dip it in concrete, and then dump it in the Hudson. A favorite of mine during the Roaring 20s. Ah, it's been a while. But like I mentioned before, I'm nothing but prudent, and so the interests of this city's kindred must come before my own needs and wants. I will therefore let you continue your existence. Here's what I require in return for this boon. You are forbidden to meet Torque. I will keep an eye on you, on him. If you want a place with the Anarchs, you go through me and only me. Got it? You have to understand, what I made my associates do to you tonight was just business. We can still work out a mutually beneficial relationship. In fact, it's either that, or your final death. Time to go, Vincent. Take the boat back, leave the fledgling here. I think they have a lot to think about. Sure thing, boss. Pleasure making your acquaintance. Callahan walks away, as do Vince and his band of thugs. You lie on the ground for a while longer, feeling the blood slowly putting your body back together, your hunger growing. You can hear the beast calling, for sustenance, for safety, for revenge, a distant but pronounced third desire. It's not until you mend yourself enough to appear more as a mugging victim than an impossibly mangled walking cadaver that you hail a passing taxi and head back to your haven. There's quite a number of typos and errors. Hail a passing taxi passing? Sounds like a tongue twister if I ever heard one. The whole way there, you are tempted by the beast. Your driver, a 30-something with strong Slavic accent and an unpronounceable name on his ID, keeps asking if he should drive you to the hospital. You keep declining, all the while thinking that if you could only ask him, I can't read tonight. Like I said, I'm getting over a cold, so I'm still like a little loopy on cold medicine, so I just can't read. You keep declining, all the while thinking that if you only asked him to pull over for 5 minutes, you could feast on his warm blood to the beast's content. Drink him whole. Nobody would know. Nobody but his wife and kids, if he has them. Nobody but his boss and co-workers. Nobody but you as you look in the mirror tomorrow. Keeping your hunger at bay was never before as difficult as it is tonight. The driver stops at your apartment building. There's nobody around. You can do it. Do it. Now. Now! I'm gonna resist the beast! You pay the driver and walk out, fast. Leave the car behind. Don't look back. Look back. Walk back. Feed. No. Through the door, up the stairs, key in the lock, open the apartment, walk in, lock yourself in. The familiar four walls of your haven are a blessing. The beast inside you keeps nagging, but you kept it at bay tonight. Not a small feat given your state. You are still weak. You're still not quite mended. You need rest. Tomorrow you will have to feed again. Tomorrow you will have to consider your next move. Callahan is not the kind of man who quits, but tonight you rest. That was fucking intense as shit. God damn. Waking up tonight feels different for two reasons. For one, you are pleasantly surprised that your body mended reasonably well while you were resting. Comes with a caveat though, the hunger you feel is pronounced, the beast like a black dog on the edge of your vision following you. But what is truly remarkable is waking up to the tune of an old cell phone ringtone. An unknown number is calling the phone you got from Mia. You pick up. Kept that old thing charged after all, huh? You alright? No, actually I feel like shit. Look, that's too bad, but I don't really care. I was just being polite. I'm calling you with good news. Torque has agreed to meet you. There's a pub in the Bronx, Solids and Stripes. Be there tonight. 2 things. No drinking on the premises, so if you want to grab a snack, do before setting foot in the borough. And this is an exclusively no powers meeting. We'll be rubbing shoulders with commoners the whole evening. And also, we don't trust you, so keep it casual or you'll blow it. Anything you'd like to add? If we're to meet, I need you to offer me protection from Callahan. I met him yesterday. He kicked my ass and forbade me from meeting Torque. Silence on the line. Fuck. More silence. I can't promise you any protection on your way there or back, but at the pub you'll be in Torque's domain. For all his posturing, Callahan doesn't have the balls to strike Torque directly. We'll post additional lookouts on watch. That's the best I can do. Callahan got under your skin, I get it. I was in that spot once or twice too. All I've got to say is the risk is worth it. If you don't show tonight, I won't blame you, but it's a one-time offer only. You gotta hedge your bets. Just don't do anything stupid. You meet with us tonight, it better be in good faith. She ends the call. First things first, you take the subway to York Street Station, walk to Front Street, retrieve your car, and weigh your options while driving back to your haven. I gotta find a feeding opportunity. You've been doing this for a good few nights. You're getting a feel for it. You're learning what kind of predator you are and the kinds of blood you crave. You're so caught up in yesterday's problems and all this cloak and dagger debacle that you're now a part of that the hunt feels almost automatic and casual tonight. A fragment of you surrenders control. Just minutes after you find your victim, coax them, and drink from them, you find you've forgotten their face and how they were dressed. It only hits you once you look back in yourself in your car's rearview mirror. This was wrong. You can't let this become the norm. You hurt somebody, a human being. You're a monster. You need to stay mindful of this. You're a monster, but unless you let yourself off the hook, you can hold to your humanity and not let yourself slide down this spiral. Instead of clearing your mind, this clouded it further, and you are still no closer to a decision. I'm gonna drive around a bit first. You do intend to visit Torque tonight, but you decide to drive around a bit first. Something tells you there might be somebody tailing you. It sounds sensible to try and lose them. You spend a good 2 hours looking in your rear view mirror and driving all over the city before finally driving to the Bronx. You take some basic precautions as you enter Torque's turf. You park a few streets over from where the pub is and walk towards it while keeping an eye out for anyone suspicious. That kindred, for the most part, look no different than regular people, makes things complicated, of course. If you're being followed or watched, it's going to be hard to tell. You reach the pub, shoot a final glance around, there's nobody suspicious around as far as you can see, and open the door. The smell of cigarettes is overwhelming. Ugh, I hate the smell of cigarettes so fucking much, dude. Growing up around people who smoked all the time. Ugh. The whole place has an aura about it, a constant fog hanging right under the ceiling. The lethargic fans do nothing to disperse it. The constant crack of billiard balls and clinking of glasses tells you all you need to know about the clientele. Not a very vampiric place at all. You're wondering if you got the address right. You apparently did. Mia's here. She motions you over to one of the few tables around. Took your sweet time to get here. What, got cold feet? Never mind. Anyone follow you? Not that I know of. Fair enough. Before I introduce you, there's some outstanding business to discuss. I didn't appreciate the joke you made at my expense. When I contacted Kaiser to confront him about Bruce, the bastard just laughed his ass off. You owe me for the damage to my self-esteem, asshole. Torque still wanted to meet you though, so here's your second chance at a first impression. Don't waste his time or I'll kick you out myself. You walk toward one of the tables. A guy in a coat and hat leans over to take his shot. He's way ahead of his opponent. The table's clear of his balls, save for the 8-ball in a tricky position. Hey, they're here. Be with you in just a moment. The hit is fast, precise, and sends the black ball exactly where its player wanted it. His opponent lets out a frustrated sigh. That's that. I believe that's 150 American dollars, Joey. You want to pay up now or up the stakes again? The disgruntled man accepts his defeat and pays up, then declares he's going to grab another beer. To the victor go the spoils. Thank you kindly. He turns his full attention to you. The man is good looking, if somewhat gaunt and intense. Sounds like most vampires, am I right? His eyes especially seem to pierce right through to your core, but not in an unpleasant way. Name's Torque. I believe you're Shadow, Sophie Langling's new plaything. Is that right? You anarchs too? How does everyone always know that? Word travels fast and you care to listen, fledgling. We wouldn't be talking tonight if I hadn't learned that a long time ago. Forgive me for being real with you right off the bat, but I'd like to know who it is I'm dealing with. So here's something that I've been scratching my head about. If you're with Langley, and Langley's cam through and through, I'm told, what it is you've come to accomplish here tonight? Or what is it that you've come to accomplish here tonight? Sophie Langley wants me to meet with you. Don't ask why, she didn't tell me. She just said that had something to do with gathering allies against Boss Callahan. I'm here to arrange that meeting. The fuck? I knew nothing about this tea, they lied to me. Mia's furious. She's looking at the pool cue and at you as if she was figuring out the best combination for the two. It's fine. I appreciate the honesty even if you weren't straight with my second in command. That I don't appreciate. Well, ain't that an interesting proposition? You can't be seriously thinking about meeting with Langley. She's hardline cam. It's a trap, it must be. It just might be. It just might. He looks at you, pierces you with his unnaturally keen eyes. He's about to say something when the door opens at the back of the room. Hey Torque, you got a guest. They're in the back. Mia, won't you be a dear and keep our new friend company? I'll see what the commotion is. Sure thing. Torque tips his hat to you and walks to the back, showing the man who called for him. Mia glowers at you, this time weighing one of the pool balls in her hand. She looks as if she's half a mind to chuck it at your face. You gotta be quite happy with yourself bluffing your way in here. I wish I did this differently, but it is what it is. Not proud of myself. You shouldn't be. You made me look like a chump in front of Torque. Here I was beginning to think you might be a good addition to our little family. There's a whole lot of trust you'll have to regain before that happens now. Torque appears from a door at the back and calls across the room. Yo, Mia, can I grab you for a second? Shadow, get over here too. You go to the back room. It's basically a storage area with a single wooden desk. It's pretty cramped, especially considering there's 5 other people in here with you. Torque ushers you in and closes the door behind you and Mia. 2 burly dudes are holding somebody down. A familiar voice reaches your ears. Motherfuckers, you're gonna pay for this, you hear me? The boss is gonna fuck you up so bad you have no idea. Have you had the doubtful pleasures of meeting Mr. Cerruti here before, Shadow? Yeah, we met yesterday. You're fucked. You're so fucked you don't even know it. You stupid piece of shit. I should have ended you yesterday. The boss told you to stay away. You should have listened. That's a story and a half, ain't it? Vince, calm down now and tell me how many of your guys are still out here on my turf. Go fuck yourself. You're done. The boss will know the stupid piece of shit fledgling came here. He knows they're with Langley. You know what that means, Torque? No, I don't. What does it mean, Vince? Now the boss can wipe you out. He'll just say you're sucking Langley's tits and all those buddies of yours. Gone. You're done, Torque. Well, no. If that's the case, I guess ridding NYC of your toady ass won't make things any worse, will it? Actually, there's an idea. Vince mentioned that he beat you up yesterday. Did I hear that right, Shadow? You want to repay the favor? Fucking yes, absolutely. Gladly. Go right ahead. Stake him? No, that's probably bad. It's a red. I'm gonna hurt him a lot. You hit Vince once, twice. He's chuckling in the beginning, but you focus your blood for some extra oomph and keep hitting him. Again. More. Until he stops laughing. He's bruised, battered, and broken. The 2 Anarch dudes let go of him and you kick him more while he's on the floor. You only stop when you hear Torque's voice. Enough's enough, Shadow. He takes an old pool cue and breaks it over his knee. Stake him and take him downstairs. Let's keep Callahan guessing about what happened to his favorite puppy. Mia takes a sharp piece of wood and jams it into Vince's chest. His features grow slack, his entire body inert. He doesn't even give out a yelp. The other 2 Anarchs take him out of the room. As entertaining as that was, I think Vince and his unmatched wisdom shared more than Callahan would hope for. This changes things. Ever heard about Operation Lights Out, Shadow? It was the second Inquisition effort here in NYC. A single night of raids at a magnitude never seen before or since. The Ivory Tower got away with just a few losses here and there. No major players were hit. They managed to find a safe spots and stay out of the eye of the shitstorm. Us, though? We got hit hard all over town. Havens were rooted out, entire coteries and safe houses gone, just like that. Nobody saw it coming. I barely got out in one piece. Mia looks at him with concern and then puts a hand on his arm. He shrugs it off, gently but surely. Others, like my child Barb, or Mia's sire, extinguished. But you know who got out without a scratch? Callahan. We've thought about it for the past few years. How is it that Big B managed to excuse himself from the Staten Island Museum where we used to meet, just before vans full of guys in body armor show up? How is it that as my baby is burning up after being shot with incendiary rounds, I see Doug Callahan running with his tail between his legs, pushing fledglings like you in the path of the SI? We think the bastard knew what was coming and he set us up. Not just us, some of our brothers and sisters who got hit by some of the lowest profiles in this city's lick population. The moral of the story? Callahan is an opportunistic motherfucker, and if even his thickest followers suggest he's going to sell me out, then that's what he's going to do, as sure as the sun rises. He pauses for a moment and you see him reach a decision. You said something about Langley having an offer for me. Might be your fault in part that I'm at this juncture, but now's going to be as good a time as any to listen to what she has to say. I don't think that's wise, T. Well, what would you have me do then? You said it yourself. It's all this fledgling's fault. They brought this on us. So let's use them as a bargaining chip. Callahan wants them. Langley needs them. They're valuable. Guys, I'm sorry it turned out this way. I really am. I'm just a messenger in this. Don't throw me under the bus. That's just it. CT, they're just a messenger. What if this whole thing was planned? What if Langley is looking to score brownie points with the prince and this is all a setup? If that's the case, then we're beyond the point of no return anyway. So what if Callahan wants his fledgling? He wants us out of the picture. He'll find a reason, if not tonight, then soon. Mia, I understand your concern, but I need you to trust me like you did before. This is my call, my responsibility. You can give me shit about it later, like I'm sure you will. Count on it. He smiles and takes on a no bullshit look and points at you. 3 conditions. First, you come pick me up personally and bring me to your meeting spot. Anything goes sideways, it's your ass. Second, Mia's coming with me. No 2 ways about it. 8 eyeballs in the meeting. The 2 of you and the 2 of us. Nobody else. And third, the meeting is in public. Downtown, some spot frequented by mortals. We see you take us anywhere fishy. We check out and fuck you up as the message to Langley. I count on it not coming to that though. You seem likable enough. The cam hasn't gotten its talons in you yet. Keep it up and maybe you'll come to the same conclusion we did in your own time. I'll make sure to repeat your conditions to Sophie. You do that. Best be on your way. Ask for me here when you need me. The bartender knows how to get in touch. Just ask him to put the owner on the line. Mia walks you to the door and accompanies you to your car. Listen, about what I said before? Yeah, what about it? I panicked. That's all it was. It was unfair what I said. If anything, it's my fault. I'm angry with myself and that makes me angry with you. Forget it. See ya. At least she fucking apologized. I wasn't expecting that. She starts walking back to the bar as you start the engine and head back to Sophie's apartment. Time to give Sophie the good news. She welcomes you as openly as ever, clearly excited to see you and for what news you might bring. Good evening, Shadow. How's your task going? You have something for me, perhaps? I did what you asked. The meeting is set up. Excellent. Experience any problems? During my meeting with Torque, the same guy who beat me yesterday, Vince, showed up. It's Callahan's goon. We have to assume he knows that I met Torque. Well, that just means we'll have to bring the plan to a close. And thanks to your good timing, we're just a day away from that. Well, let's hear it. What did Torque agree to? You relay the Anarch leader's conditions. He You are to pick him up, hit him and Mia up. Meeting should only include the 4 of you, and it should be held in a public space. Those are all fair enough, although I do worry about that Mia character. Tell me, do you think she's trustworthy? Well, Torque trusts her, so we can too, I think. Very well. As for the place, I wonder if they would agree to meeting in Hudson Yards, the vessel. Plenty of tourists visit that place, but if we go there after midnight... She seems to have made up her mind. Yes, bring them there tomorrow night. Look for me near the top level. Tomorrow already? I don't think they're expecting me back so soon. Yes, tomorrow. For reasons that shall be made obvious when we talk. Pick them up at midnight and then drive them back to Midtown. That's the plan. I'll be waiting as long as it takes, within reason. I'm counting on you, Shadow. The final puzzle piece is about to find its way to its destination. After that, we will all get our just reward. You, me, the Camarilla, even the Anarchs. I could kiss you. Yes, you'd like that. You desire it. She must have caught it in your expression. She smiles. Figure of speech, darling. Or at least it is tonight. But a few nights from now? Who knows? I'm growing quite fond of you, and success whets my appetite for those kinds of things. The sexual tension in the room becomes unbearable until it suddenly disappears. Was this another one of Sophie's tricks or an actual spark of arousal in both of your undead bodies? I hope it was both, but it was probably her using blood powers. You certainly felt the blood flow through you for a short moment. The warmth in your groin takes you by surprise. You didn't think you could do that anymore, or did you just imagine it? Use the rest of this night well, Shadow, and rest. We are but a day's sleep away from shaking the city awake. Alright, and that's where we're going to end that episode. A lot of shit going on. We have a meeting between 2 high-ranking members of both the Anarchs and the Camarilla. Oh, shit could go down and break bad very quickly. So, yeah. Gonna go ahead and leave that there. Leave that there. Apparently, I can't talk. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this one, please consider subscribing. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.